This is Winging It, the somewhat whimsical, certainly whirring, decidedly wonky, seldom weighty, endlessly well-intentioned, and wildly witty show about music where one knows what's coming and the other doesn't. It happens in between both proper to ensure you can spend anywhere from 15 to 180 minutes with us every week. So you might have noticed that Winging It is somewhat shorter, at least typically shorter than the actual show. Ideally, it was going to be like 15 to 30 minutes, and now it just goes 15 to whenever in the fuck we want it to. But today, I'm planning on keeping it around the 30-minute mark, maybe even less, but we'll see how much information you provide me, sir, and I'll provide, of course, just the right amount of information. And what are we going to be talking about today? Do you have any idea? Have any guesses?
As always, none.
Okay. Excellent. Well, how could you know, right? How could you know? Except that this one is timely, and I like to be timely on occasion. And this is the greatest songs about summer.
Oh, yes. I often talk about this. This is going to be very interesting. I was talking about they eulogize summer so well in song.
They do.
They almost get you to believe the bullshit about it. Almost. And then the reality comes along, and you hate it, and you're miserable.
And every part of our body is dripping with some sort of horrible fluid because we're so fucking hot. And then I think, summer sucks ass.
It does. That Rolling Stones Street Fighting Man. Every time summer's here and it's time to be fucking miserable. However, we were just talking about this because it is exactly one of those miserable summer days. We're in the middle of a very lengthy, who knows if it's the middle, we're inside of a very lengthy and horrible heat wave. And yet, we went out this evening and it was beautiful. That's
gorgeous.
That's the bizarre nature of California.
And that is when they're writing these fucking songs.
Right.
It's when it's perfect. It's a summer night, and I'm using air quotes, but it's 72 and breezy. And that's what ideally it should be like every day, but it is not. So Timeout.com and Rolling Stone provided us some of these. And again, as you know, because I'm me and I'm allowed, I pick and choose because I don't have time to go through 80 songs about summer. So, any guesses, now that I've told you the theme off the top of your head, no pressure, any songs about summer that you think might be on this list?
Well, besides the Beach Boys, I don't know who would be on that list, but which song or songs of theirs, we shall see. But there's no way in hell they're not being represented on this list.
There's some really good representation. So, first of all, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Oh.
Otis Redding. So this is like a lazy day masterpiece recorded mere days before he died in a plane crash. Doesn't specifically single out summer, but you know that this is that kind of song. I mean, you're looking over the water, you're sitting on the dock of the bay.
Sitting in the evening sun, you know?
And yeah, exactly, and you're sitting there whistling. I mean, come on. It is very summer. But
by the way, that's about the only whistle I could ever stand to hear without gnashing my teeth. We both hate whistling.
Still hate it in this song. You should never fucking whistle in a song.
You know what
can
you
talk
need?
About whistling, but
just a little patience.
Oh,
another whistle
me.
Classic. Don't be a stranger. Another whistle classic. Sorry.
I just cannot handle whistling in songs, and this is no exception. I hate it. I love the song, and then it does that, and I'm like, and turn it down. Slow fade is what I do on my radio. So, yeah, I think it deserves to be on the list. Good old Otis doing that song. Now, have I heard that song 800 million times? Yes, but still a classic.
I didn't have that association with a particular season, no, because it isn't about it, and I don't know, it isn't one of those, what is it? Christmas season, isn't it summer? It doesn't really say much of anything. Yeah. It's the morning sun. There's a morning sun all year round, you know?
I don't know. It's I guess I picture the whole scene, and it is not like a winter there. He's not in a parka. It's summer, and he's got
I said evening sun. It is morning sun. You're right. Yeah.
He's got his pants rolled up. He's got his feet in the bay. I just think it's adorable. So, what about Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters?
That definitely has serious summer connotations.
Thank you. It's under the fucking boardwalk.
I mean,
at the
come
beach.
on. Your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof, I believe the line goes.
There it is. They must have lived in Arizona.
So we're talking summer. It's summer under the boardwalk, falling in love. I can see it all. And yes, this is not the chilly winter. This is the summertime song for sure. Well, again, without mentioning it that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, but you can almost feel the sand crunching. You can smell the hot dogs cooking. You can hear the seagulls coming to try to steal your hot dog.
And you know, a little fun trivia about this song, it was covered by Bruno Rodolini. Anybody know who Bruno Rodolini is?
No.
That is the recording name of Bruce Willis. It was on Bruce Willis's first album, The Return of Bruno. Didn't do a bad version. The guy actually has some decent tunes and can sing halfway decently.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I like Bruce Willis singing. It's cute. Very sweet. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean that in a truly sweet way. Because I think
He has
it's
a
very
rock and roll
sweet.
hard old Bruce, you know.
He does. And Summer in the City, The Lovin' Spoonful.
What did I say to you only a couple hours ago? But at night, it's a different world, just
That's
like
right.
John Sebastian wrote.
That's exactly right.
That's
So
right.
it begins a rock portrait of urban mood swings and a prelude to pent-up anticipation, which is we're all pent up in the summer because it's too hot, unless you're crazy and you love the heat, which I don't. So I just stay inside and try to keep my non-tan so I look like a vampire year-round because I think it's important. The porcelain skin, which I don't have, is a thing, so I try to keep that going.
People, the sun is your enemy, okay?
I
Just
mean, that's
face
what
it,
I
yeah.
think.
And how much did he nail that, describing what life in the summer is like? All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk hotter than a match head. But at night, it's a different world.
That's
Go
right.
out and find a girl.
That's exactly right. So I think this one, I mean, I like the mid-song musical interlude. It kind of lets it breathe a little, then it kind of goes back. It just feels like a summer day, you know? It feels like a summer day, but in a cabana maybe with a cool drink.
Yeah.
That's what that song does for me. What about Summertime? Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong.
Oh, well, I mean, anybody who does it, Janis, I'm more familiar with Janis Joplin's version and heard it more times in my life. But everybody's done Summertime. That is an absolute classic. Why are you squinting?
Yeah, because I don't think I'd like that version. It's a smooth,
Oh,
sultry,
no. It
sexy.
does not suit Janis at all.
Yeah.
It's just the one I've heard the most. It doesn't
I have
suit
never
her.
heard it. That's why I scrunched my face like, ooh, what would that sound like?
It's actually pretty good, but
Have you heard
nobody
the Ella one?
No, Ella.
Oh,
Ella
I mean.
kills everything she does.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful song, obviously, as we know from Porgy and Bess. I mean, just about a poor young mother in the slums of South Carolina assuring her child of a tranquil world. And, you know, fish don't jump on Catfish Row, and the living sure as hell isn't easy. I mean, it kind of really paints a picture. And I feel it. And for whatever reason, the way that Ella sings it and the way that the whole song comes off, I feel the heat, I feel the struggle, I feel it all. And I love it. But then there's also a coolness about it, which is crazy that you feel all of that from a song. But it is definitely a classic. But I see it as a sad song. And Summertime usually has happy songs.
Yeah, it's a melancholy kind of song. Whereas I'm blue in the summer because the summer sucks. Actually, I'm not. But if I were, it certainly can be a buzzkill. There we
For
go.
sure.
At times. But yeah, the song is got a nice melancholy feel to it. And yeah, Ella Fitzgerald. In fact, I really got to hear that version because she is so beautiful.
Great, let's do that. All right, so now you've heard it because we did the whoosh. Hopefully you've inserted the whoosh in the right place. And we are back now, and you have a puzzled look on your face.
No, I will plumb the depths of the sound library for the whoosh. Whoosh number 7. It's actually whoosh number 7 that
Very
we
nice.
use for feature breaks and things. And interruptions and so forth. Now, when I was first listening to that, and I had not heard this before, I mean, this is big band classic. You know, I mean, this Janis's version, Big Brother and the Holding Company, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Starts with electric guitar. But I was listening to it, and there's so much fantastic trumpet work, and it sounded like Satchmo. It's Louis Armstrong. I'm thinking, is that him?
It is.
And of course, then he starts to sing.
Which is not my
after Ella.
favorite.
See, that's exactly what I said. I said it's a strange choice. In a way, he kind of, I don't know, he diminishes her contribution. I don't know, the whole thing. It just throws the average off. I mean, it just he detracts from the song, which is hard for him to do because he's such a legend.
But now, did we need him in the song? Probably not.
No.
I mean, trumpet, fine.
Give him his own song, pair him with somebody else. He's a master. But
I've never been a huge fan of his voice. Sorry, may he rest in peace. But I'm just saying.
Bond tie-in, of course. One of the last things he ever recorded was "We Have All the Time in the World" for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which also appeared at the end of No Time to Die. So we're talking major Bond tie there. Now, Ella Fitzgerald, though, is just phenomenal. She's obviously the star here. Although I like him when he's playing trumpet on this song. Very, very beautiful. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song, but it could be better if it were just.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it could be better if it were just her.
But see, I heard it the first time I ever heard it like that, so I don't have issues with it.
Oh yeah, no, it was new to me, and I wrote up to and including love with like Ella Fitzgerald in mind. I was thinking of it as like an Ella Fitzgerald song, and Sharon Rockmont said, "I'm seeing Marilyn Monroe," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that works," But it's that kind of thing. She's fantastic here, and as Stevie Wonder wrote in Sir Duke, isn't the line, and with a voice like Ella's ringing out, there's no way the band could lose. And this record totally wins because of that brilliant voice of hers.
So beautiful, absolutely. It's butter. It's like
butter.
butter.
And Summertime Classic, who could question that? What kind of filthy infidel would question that?
Except that it's melancholy, but I still love it. But it's kind of sexy and slinky and hot at the same time.
It's humid like summer. Or not. We don't have that problem much here, but it sucks
61%
like 61%
today. It's pretty humid.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what about Summer Breeze?
It makes me feel fine.
It does, me too. I mean, nothing says it like a little harmony-driven folk pop from 1972, I'd say. And this particular thing actually does refer to summer.
Yes, it certainly does.
It actually says Summer Breeze. So absolutely, this is one of those yacht rock classics that, you're out there and you're on your yacht like you do. You're out there on your yacht, you're sipping, I don't know, Dom Perignon because you're celebrating some of your recent financial coup. And then here comes Seals and Crofts.
I mean, it's such a yacht rock classic.
Isn't it? I mean,
if you're lying in a basement room with a needle in your arm and a rat chewing on your sneaker, you still, when this song comes on, you feel like you're on a yacht.
Wow, yes, and that is quite a picture, yes. That's true. Needle hanging out of my arm, yes, still feeling the summer breeze. Yeah. So I think it belongs here.
Seals and Crofts, man.
Come on. And what about School's Out for the Summer?
School's Out, yes, indeed.
Little Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it's funny how you don't think of it as a summer song because it's like right at the beginning.
But when we're talking about school being out for the summer, that's a huge part of being a kid.
Well, it launches you into summer. It's that, it's over,
Right, school's out.
And not just out as it is out every year, it's blown to pieces.
Yes,
so
that's all kinds of different.
We might not come back at all. So summer, fall, we're just going to be home. So that's cool.
Yeah, so 1972, Rough and Tumble band perfectly captured the rowdy spirit of the last day of school, but the true last day of school. So I think that's probably one that people not only associate with summer, but being out of school, which is kind of fun.
No, the funny thing is that's the song everybody knows. It is, as you said, it's Rough and Tumble, meat and potatoes, hard rock, and then the rest of the album goes in all these incredible directions. This big theatrical, progressive, and really creepy jazz and all kinds of just amazing mind-bending shit, and big symphonic works and all that, school anthems, everything. But that one song is just beat your face in hard rock, and it's a masterpiece.
The Big M, nice. All right, I love that song. I think it's fun, and it definitely reminds me of summer. But the thing I do agree with you that it makes him seem one-dimensional, if that's what you've heard, and he's certainly not. So, speaking of kind of one-dimensional, you're gonna hate that segue, but there it is. Vacation by the Go-Go's. So, this is certainly a song that I thought of every summer. I mean, because summer vacation was my thing, right? I didn't think school's out for the summer. I would think summer vacation. And it is one of those songs I definitely heard all summer. I definitely skated to when I went to the skating rink. It's just kind of a summer song. I mean, I know I did. So, yeah.
And I might have those associations and connotations too, if apart from the fact that I was already middle-aged when that song came out.
Wow. So there you go. Shit. All right. So
he laughed, popping a lozenge into his mouth that Christina will swear the audience can hear, which they can't.
Yes, they can. So Vacation by the Go-Go's, certainly a summer classic for most of us, all of us, everybody. And then what about In the Summertime, Mungo Jerry? If I could describe how much I hate the song in words, I would.
I would have guessed and bet that this was not your thing at all.
Is it your thing?
I like the tune. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, so a giddy, unguilty pleasure it's a one-hit wonder track, 1970. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. I just can't. It's too cheesy, it's too dorky, it's just a little too much. Yeah, it certainly is about summer, but I'd like all future summers to go without this song.
And I gotta say that it's a little ambiguous, so that it could be downright irresponsible. Have a drink, have a drive. We here at Birds of a Feather suggest you never drink and drive.
That's true, exactly. I mean, unless you have like a juice box or, you know.
But it's one of those defining one-hit wonder things. It really is. And it reminded me of another...
Divine shit is what it defines for me.
Reminded me of another song from that era by a band that definitely was not a one-hit wonder, and I wonder if it's going to be on the list, but I will say nothing.
Oh, you're going to say nothing? Ooh, mum is the word. What about the band you mentioned earlier, Good Vibrations, Beach Boys?
Really?
So teaming with key shifts, complex harmonies, and unorthodox instrumentation like a cello, a jaw harp, and an electro-theremin. Holy shit. Exactly. It took 7 months, 4 different recording studios, and over $15,000. $50,000, not 15. $50,000 to create this summer classic. I mean, like, holy shit on that. This is a big summer classic, cost a lot of money, and took way too long to make.
It's interesting because they're a band that's associated with summer, with surfing and cars and all this summer kinds of things, specifically talking about summer a number of times. This song really doesn't, and yet it's so summery.
It's so summery.
It's not only summery. They have summer everywhere, but when you hear this song, it isn't just summer, it's California summer.
It is California summer.
It's California. Everybody is in California in the summer when they hear this song.
That's right.
And yet it isn't explicitly about summer. But it is disarmingly, or it's misleadingly, I guess.
I mean,
it's misleadingly, it sounds like just pop, but it really, there's so much there. It is the Beach Boys were real pioneers with all that stuff.
They really were.
And, I'm so embarrassed to admit, I actually listened to Pet Sounds cover to cover for the first time.
For the first time? Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, for, like 6 months ago, and it was an amazing
God
record.
only knows what
And so I can kind of see the summer thing, and of course, I knew the boys had to be on here someplace.
You knew they did. You called it. And what about Summertime Blues?
Really?
Eddie Cochran. So, there's been a lot of songs about summer, but none about the hardships of summer. So this is another one of those kind of a hardship sort of thing.
The alleged hardships, the hardships in the mind of a teenager.
Yes.
Yeah.
1958 rockabilly, raver. He tapped into suburban teen boredom and angst. And that's good. I mean, that kind of paved the way for punk and stuff like that later. I think really it kind of helped a lot, because it made it okay.
An infamous cover of that song certainly demonstrated its full punk potential, and I'm talking about the version done by The Who, especially the live one. Yeah, she's rolling her eyes over here. I knew she would. But that shows just what a punk... It's the same thing the Ramones did by covering all these old songs like Let's Dance and stuff. They showed that they were punk songs to start with.
Yeah.
Same thing with Summertime Blues. It is a great, great song. It's a classic. And again, of course, these are only problems in the mind of a teenager. But it's kind of...
Problems in the mind of a teenager are like times a million.
Yeah.
It's so dramatic.
It is so dramatic. And that's kind of what makes it fun. And it's really, it may be frustrating, it may have the blues, but the song makes you feel good, and you get the sense that it makes him feel good just singing about it.
It's one of those where they disguise the hardship with a little spunky tune.
There just ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
And should there be? I
mean, imagine the trials and tribulations. He didn't work, so he can't get the car. I mean, it's just... I mean, this is the kind of thing you write to your congressman about, which he does in the song, which is so hilarious. You think a congressman's going to hear about, your little punk kid wants this, he doesn't want to fulfill his responsibilities, he wants privileges, and I'm in Congress. And I love what he says to him. I'd like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote. Brilliant, beautiful. I believe it's Keith Moon that does that part with the Who version. Wonderful song, summer classic.
I got nothing on the Keith Moon part, but I'm sure it's brilliant. Let's see. So some notable honorable mentions include Cruel Summer.
Oh, yeah. those
easy
voices. You know.
Lionel Richie.
Get the fuck
He's
out of here.
easy like Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
Here Comes the Sun, the Beatles.
Mm.
Right? Hey, look,
I'm
because you're not visualizing
just making noises, you know.
just because you're not visualizing the fucking beach doesn't make it not a summery song. Heat Wave, Martha and the Vandellas. Damn it. I can never say shit right. Hot Fun in the Summertime.
Ah!
Sly and the Family Stone.
That's the one I wrote down over here. Hot Fun in the Summertime.
And In the Sun, Blondie.
Oh, no, in the sun. For everyone in the sun. You know what? It is, if you think about it. I just don't think the song is terribly well known. But it fits 100 times, yeah.
And because Bruce printed it out, there is another song that I feel obligated to say, and it is Summertime by the Sundays. I've never heard it. But I love the Sundays, and if you don't know the Sundays, you need to get to know them. They haven't made a new album in years, but they are absolutely incredible. So that's it. I mean, now there are, at least 3 or 4 more dozen songs on this list.
Yeah.
Right? I just picked a few.
I'm going to guess was maybe the Cars Magic on there.
For sure.
Of course, yeah. And, we get the picture.
There's a bunch on there. I just did a few honorable mentions. And it's true, not all the songs are about summer, but they have a summer feel. Like Here Comes the Sun. It feels good. It feels warm. It feels happy.
My childhood here, tell me, was See You in September on there.
No.
Oh, you know the song then.
I do.
How do you know the song? I'm so glad. As we gotta say goodbye for the summer. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. How do I know? I have a mom. And I have a brother, and they had great taste in music, so that's where I got it.
Do they send you all their love every day in a letter sealed with a kiss?
No. In fact, I'd like to demand that.
No, that's no wait. I'm mixing up Sealed with a Kiss with See You in September.
I was wondering about that. I was like, what?
They have a lot of the same vibe to them, you know.
Well, the summer vibe.
Yeah,
That's
they could
what
be
I'm
a
saying.
medley and no one would know.
Wouldn't they?
They're not by the same artist, I don't think. You know, I have to think about these
Oh
things.
shit!
Okay,
we may be hearing an
we ran
Audrey
that one
break-in.
off. We kind of ran aground. Ran the ship aground a
Did
little
I
bit.
run aground or did you run aground?
You're the captain. Your captain's always responsible. Right? She's the showrunner.
No way.
You should see this picture of her before. The total showrunner. I'm going to try to persuade her to let us post
God.
it. You know, the picture with the glasses?
Oh, God.
Total showrunner. And the one who's responsible as the ship runs aground. You're responsible for the crew. You only got a crew of 1 here to fuck
So what I'm
things
going to
up.
do is I'm going to send him off on a little life raft, and I'm going to go ahead and close out the show because apparently I have fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah,
anyway,
Captain. Yeah.
we were going to have a conversation
You're going
after
down
the
with
show
the ship
ends.
here, you know.
Yeah, I sent you off on a little dinghy, so go do your thing.
Hey, I'm going to get to land. You're going down with the ship.
And so be it.
I
So-
didn't develop a lisp. It's a lozenge. Sorry. You know.
So they fucking hear it.
Yeah.
Do they not fucking hear it?
Fourth
then?
walls are meant to be broken.
Oh my God. Not with clicking of lozenges.
They can't hear any clicking.
They hear the lisp.
I'm like editing them out afterwards. Shit, she was right. I got to cut these fucking things out.
Fuck.
Because
And
in
then
reality, you get to recognize the waveform of something. So
Yes.
I find all the clicks. I can just look at them and see that's a click, that's a click. It's
That's
just
right.
like you can see that waveform,
Yeah.
the thing.
And you can hear the lisp. When the lisp comes in, we
Then
also
you know it's a lozenge.
We
yeah.
know it's a lozenge.
It's a lozenge thing, not a lisp. Lisps are cool. I wish I had one like Vincent Price, but I don't have one.
Or like Drew Barrymore.
Or like Truman Capote.
Yeah, so many people have a lisp that's so cute.
It's so cute.
But
Drew Barrymore's a lisp. What heresy is this?
what?
I swear I never noticed.
Oh, no. Okay, we're going to have a moment. We're going to have many moments after the end of this show. Thank you so much for listening, even to the asinine shit, if this doesn't get cut, it's happening right
Of
now.
course it's not going to get cut. You know?
Because he's fucking editing.
It's work, man. We're being avant-garde here. It's like my songs.
Experimental
You know?
radio.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit. Since the ship is run aground.
And whose fault is it? Who's
Yours.
Not fault. Wrong
Yours.
word. Responsibility.
Yours. Yours.
My fault. Your responsibility.
Fucking both your fault and responsibility. So
I'm
what do
nothing.
you?
Yeah, I'm just a deckhand. You know.
that I sent off on a dinghy.
I'm swabbing the deck. I got nothing to do here.
As you were floating away, what was that last thing I heard you say?
Let's fly this coop.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.